Well, shooters and reloaders out there, Fortune Cookie 45LC coming to the hot lead zone, and I've been asked a number of times what's the best way to size cast bullets. Now, if cast bullets, traditional types, are being done, the best way to lube and size them is with the sizer lubricators that are available from RCBS or Lyman. They're both very good for that purpose. What they do is size the cast bullets and inject lube into the grease grooves at the same time. And that plate underneath there is actually a heater that's used for the high-tech, high-temperature lubes that are available today. This is an example of the production that you can get with the sizer lubricators made by either RCBS or Lyman. And I've got lots of trays and containers of bullets just like this. They're all ready to load. In case you're wondering, these are 300 grain 44 Magnum bullets. They actually weigh 320 grains. Now, the Lee Sizer Kit systems were designed by Richard Lee to offer the bullet caster an alternative to expensive sizer lubricator presses. There was a time that these kits only cost like $19 or even less, $15, something of that nature. Now they're $27, but there you go. They allow the caster to size cast bullets while tumble lubing them in Lee Liquid Alox or 45-45-10 instead of using the lubes that are traditional for cast bullet grooves. And these work very well with the Lee tumble lube systems as well as traditional bullets that are tumble lubed. When you buy a Lee size kit for $27, this is what you get. A container that also serves as the catcher. And then you get the resizing die. You get the little pedestal that puts the bullets into the die from the press. And you get a bottle of Lee Liquid Alox. I just put the 429 on there with a Sharpie, and that lets me know what that is in there. The way these would work would be you would put the cast bullet that you've tumble lubed on the pedestal and then run it into the die, and then some of that tumble lube would be wiped off by the passage through the die, so you'd have to tumble lube it again before you loaded them. And that's what you did with the regular cast bullets and the Lee size kits. But today, the advent of powder-coated bullets has changed the game. And the reason why is no more lubes are necessary. That takes away the traditional lubes, the sticks of lubes, the lubes that we used to mix up, all of that has now gone out the window. Even our fine Lee Liquid Alox that has reached the highest iteration in the 45-45-10 lubing system may be on the verge of being obsolete, since the powder-coated bullets give us the advantage of protection against lead exposure and also less lead exposure at the range. All of these things have raised powder coating more and more into the mind of cast bullet shooters today. Without having a lube, all we need to do is consider sizing them if we desire to size them or if we need to size them. Now, what that has done is it has changed the order of goodness of our sizing systems. And you can still use this today with the powder-coated bullets. But if you get one of these for that reason, you're going to spend quite a bit more money. And you've got to buy all of these dies for every caliber you're loading, and one of these die sets, one of these little dies here cost at least as much as a Lee sizer kit. So you're going to go pretty expensive going this way today with powder coating. May not be necessary. Great for traditional lubing of cast bullets though, but even then the 45-45-10 takes away any need to lube using the older system. With the Lee sizers, all you gotta do is do the in stroke. There is no out stroke. because the outstroke is one move to take that container off. Sure beats having to take every bullet off the die. So whereas these dies were an alternative to the sizer lubricators of the traditional era, now these Lee sizer kits are actually moving into the fore instead of being an alternative. So you might consider that when you're doing a powder coating. And if you don't do powder coating, then perhaps the traditional way, going with the sizer lubricator, is the way to go. And you've got RCBS, Lube-O-Matic 2, and the Lyman unit. They're both good for that use. I used them for many years, but I can see now that I'll be using these sizer kits more for powder coated bullets. So you can see it at work here, very simple. Just put a bullet right on the little post there. Doesn't have to be perfectly centered, just get it on there somewhere, because the die has a beveled entry and we can size bullets pretty quickly. Looks like we could get going there. It's about one bullet every 2 seconds, so we can do 30 a minute. And perhaps even a little faster if I really go for it, but there's no need to go for maximum speed like that. And that one had a little bit of excess on there. But most of them go through very easily. So the Lee size kits do work very nicely. No reason to not use them. So you see, we're really moving quickly here. And once this jar is filled, then we really don't need to do any more for the loading project that we're doing today with the 44 Special. So here we go. We're doing 429 for the 44 Special or 44 Magnum. What more can you say? Bye for now.